we're going to kick things off with a little challenge just to see where you're at. Then we'll build up your toolkit, starting with some really easy rules about the last digit. From there, we'll move on to a clever trick using the sum of digits and then a method that only looks at the last few digits. And finally, we'll put it all together to tackle the trickiest numbers. All right, first up, Section 1, the 5-second challenge. Let's see if you can beat the clock. So, the question is pretty simple. Is a certain number divisible by 7? Sounds easy enough, right? But doing it in your head really fast, that's where most people get tripped up. So let's see the number. Okay, the number is 315. So, is it divisible by 7? You've got 5 seconds on the clock. Go. And time's up. Hey, don't worry if you didn't get it. By the end of this, you will know exactly how to solve this, and you'll be amazed at how simple the method actually is. Okay, let's dive into Section 2, where we'll start with the basics, the easy last digit rules. Think of these as our foundational building blocks. Some quick, easy wins to get us rolling. For the numbers 2, 5, and 10, the secret is all in that very last digit. That's it. If a number ends in an even digit, you know it's divisible by 2. If it ends in a 0 or a 5, boom, it's divisible by 5. And if it ends in a 0, well, it's obviously divisible by 10. It's that simple. All right, moving on to Section 3, the sum of digits trick. Now we're going to look beyond just the last digit and check out the whole number, but with a really clever shortcut that's perfect for bigger numbers. Here's the rule for 3. All you have to do is add up all the digits of your number. If that sum can be divided by 3, then the original number can too. Let's give it a try with 537. Instead of doing any long division, just add the digits. 5 plus 3 plus 7. That equals 15. And since 15 is divisible by 3, we know for a fact that 537 is too. See? It's way faster. Now what's really cool is that this exact same logic works for the number 9. The rule is almost identical. If the sum of the digits is divisible by 9, then the number itself is divisible by 9. It's just a neat little quirk of our base 10 number system. Let's test it out really quick with 495. We add 4 plus 9 plus 5, and that gives us 18. And since 18 is definitely divisible by 9, we know that 495 is 2. It's a really slick method. In Section 4, we're focusing on the last few digits trick. So we're going back to looking at the end of the number, but this time, we're going to need to look at a little more than just that final digit. So for the numbers 4 and 8, there's this really nice clean pattern. To check for divisibility by 4, you only need to look at the last 2 digits. If that 2-digit number is divisible by 4, the whole thing is. And for 8, you just take it one step further and check the last 3 digits. This trick is a massive time saver. Seriously, for a number like 672, you can just ignore the 6 and focus on the 72. We know 72 is divisible by 4, so the whole number is. For a bigger number, like 5,640, you just look at the last 3 digits, 640. And since 640 is divisible by 8, well, so is 5,640. And that brings us to our final section, the combo and tricky rules. This is where we put all the skills we've learned together and use them to handle the really challenging numbers. The rule for 6 is our first combo rule. For a number to be divisible by 6, it has to pass 2 tests that we've already covered. It has to be divisible by 2, and it has to be divisible by 3. You're just combining 2 of the shortcuts you already know. So let's try it with 456. First, the test for 2. Does it end in an even number? Yes, it ends in 6, so that's a check. Now we test for 3. The sum of the digits, 4 plus 5 plus 6, is 15. Is 15 divisible by 3? Yes, it is. And since it passed both tests, we know for sure that 456 is divisible by 6. All right, it's time, the moment of truth. Let's go back to our first challenge and take on that number 315 again. But this time, we've got a brand new trick up our sleeve. Okay, the rule for 7 is a little different, I'll admit, but it's totally reliable. Here's how it works with 315. First, you take the last digit, which is 5, and you double it. That gives you 10. Then you subtract that 10 from the rest of the number, which is 31. So 31 minus 10 is 21. And is 21 divisible by 7? Yes, which means the original number 315 is 2. And that's how you solve it. Our final tricky rule is for the number 11. Now for this one, you do this little zigzag pattern. You alternately subtract and then add the digits moving from left to right. If the final answer is 0 or any number that's divisible by 11, then the whole original number is 2. So let's use the classic example, 121. We start with 1, then we subtract 2, then we add 1. That gives us 1 minus 2 plus 1, which equals 0. Since the result is 0, we know that 121 is divisible by 11. And there you have it. You are on fire now. You've got a whole new toolkit for tackling divisibility, from the super easy last digit checks all the way to the more advanced combo rules. With just a little bit of practice, you'll be using these mental shortcuts and solving problems lightning fast. But before we wrap up, I've got one final challenge to test your new skills. Is the number 388 divisible by 6? Go ahead and use that combo rule we just learned. Think through the 2 tests it needs to pass, figure out if it works, and, more importantly, why. See how quickly you can get the answer. Thanks for watching.